Good evening, friends. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting Group is a multinational headquartered group based out India, Singapore, and Hong Kong. More importantly, we do have offices in three parts of the globe. And as an organization, we have many revenue streams. We operate our own hedge fund, now, which is proprietary in nature by definition and by functionality. So, proprietary means we only trade our own capital. We do not take third party capital into consideration. So, whatever positions which we are taking as a part of our hedge fund, it is only by our own capital. So, no third party capital is taken into consideration. Even if you offer us 1 billion, 2 million, 100 million, any amount, we will not take that because this is your capital. But we take positions on our own capital. This is proprietary hedge fund. Apart from that, we take positions in FICC, which is fixed income, currencies, and commodities. More importantly, we do take positions in crypto, we do take positions in other asset classes, but like I said, the formula is true, which means we only take positions using our own capital. Now, whether this is fixed income, currencies, commodities, equities, crypto, or any other asset class, we only take position on our own capital. No third party capital. Apart from that, we do have our paid news desk, our training programs, our consultancy services, our private placement programs, and many more products. In case you wish to have any information, you can definitely WhatsApp on my personal number, which is +91 9899 242 978. Alternatively, you can WhatsApp on our back office, which is +91 9818 485 155. Indian media has crossed all limits. I would say there is hardly any difference left between Indian media and sold media. There is hardly any difference. And today, I would like to cover one more example with facts, and this is Tata Motors. But before I start this video, let me show you something. People believe that making videos is an easy job, but it is an easy job. See this, it is 3 pages, page number 1, page number 2, and page number 3, both sides. To make this video on Tata Motors, I need to collate data of 3 pages, which practically means 6 pages on the both sides. 6 pages of data need to be collated and this to be put in the records. And it is not easy to make any video on any company. You need to collate the data, but you will feel very enthusiastic when you get to know that the facts which are presented by Hindi media, they are completely fake. So let's start with a great company known as Tata Motors. I am a very strong believer, and on the public domain, I said many times that Tata is basically a group with a huge debt, and their debt is growing. It is not that debt is falling, debt is growing. And now they are venturing into the business, just like e-commerce, just like Air India, which will not only increase the debt but would also dent the profitability. Although the level of profitability in the Tata's group company are very low, except TCS. I'm a very strong believer, and I'm saying on YouTube, if you wanted to analyze the Tata group, then exclude TCS and then analyze the Tata Group, you will get to know the real picture of Tata Group. I once again repeat, Ratan Tata is a great person. Personally, there is hardly any doubt. He's a great industrialist. He's a down-to-earth personality. He takes care of his employee. He values humanity. He respects his employee's dignity, his company dignity. Hardly any doubt. There is no doubt. There is no two words on that. So this is not a point to discuss rather. But if we comparing Tata Group, then we need to keep Mr. Tata's personal profile separate, because business is business, personal profile is personal profile. On personal profile, Mr. Ratan Tata is extremely superior, not superior, extremely superior. But in terms of business profile, I don't think he is at that level, because majority of the Tata companies are having huge debt in their books. And it is not that the debt is falling, the debt is growing. In fact, many years ago, Tata said they would be cut the debt, but now the debt is growing. So let's start with the fact, which is page number 1. 20 billion US dollars. You heard me right. 20 billion. This is the total amount of debt in the books of Tata Motors. You have thought Tata Group, Tata Motors. As we speak, the total debt in the books of Tata Motors is 1,48,872 crores, which is September 2021, which is second quarter of the financial year as per India, or third quarter of the calendar year as per globe. As of September 21, the total debt in the books of Tata Motors is 1,49,000 crores. Take 100 crores here and there, which is around 20 billion US dollars. So 20 billion is the debt only Tata Motors. Tata Power separate, Tata Steel separate, and rest all companies separate. March 2019, basically when they closed their annual books, financial year 2019, you can say, they reported a loss of 28,826 crores. In financial year 20, they reported 12,071 crore, another loss. In financial year 21, which is March 21, they reported 13,451 crore. I repeat, in financial year 19, they reported 28,826 crores. In financial year 20, they reported 12,071 crores. In financial year 21, they reported 13,451 crores. If I add these 3 years, financial year 19, financial year 20, and financial year 21, the cumulative figure is 54,000 crores plus. It means in the last 3 years, this company lost 54,000 crores. And you would be surprised to know, if I add the losses of June plus September, which is 4,400 crore plus on both quarters, they lost 63,000 crores. 63,000 crores, which is very near about 8.5 billion. In the last 3 years, the company lost 8.54 billion. In our parlance, the negative bottom line. Did any research firm told you this? In the last few days, even after reporting 4,400 crores of loss, the media was completely completely making sure that this fact should completely be ignored. And the Indian retail investors bought Tata Motors. Maybe they were not aware that in the last 3 years, the company lost 63,000 crores plus, while they are sitting on a debt of around 1,49,000 crores. Only one company is sitting at a debt of 1,49,000 crores. You would be surprised to know that the income of the Tata Motors in financial year 2019, it was 3 lakh 2,000 crores roughly. In financial year 2021, it is 2 lakh 50,000 crores. It effectively meant that in the last 2 years, which means financial year 19 to financial year 21, the income of Tata Motors declined by 17.26%. To conclude, the debt is 1,49,000 crores, near about. In dollar terms, it is 20 billion US dollars. In terms of losses, financial year 19, financial year 20, financial year 21, plus June quarter of 22, plus September quarter of 22, they reported 8.5 billion, or in INR terms, around 63,000 crores plus losses. In the last 2 years, comparing financial year 19 with the financial year 21, the income level, basically the sales, declined by 17.26%. This is Tata Motors. Another realistic picture of Tata Motors is in March 2019, they paid 4,238 crores worth of interest. In March 2018, they paid 4,682 crores worth of interest. March 2019, they paid 759 crores of interest. March 2020, they paid 7,243 crores of interest. March 2021, they paid near about 8,100 crores of interest. You would be surprised to know, and these are the figures, if you think I'm not naming them, financial year 17 plus financial year 18 plus financial year 19 plus financial year 20 plus financial year 21, 30,000 crores. 30,000 crores is the interest which they paid, which is in dollar terms near about 4 billion US dollars. 4 billion US dollars is the interest which is being paid by Tata Motors in the last 5 years. Interest. And of course, it's a common sense because you are sitting at 1,52,000 crores, 1,50,000, around 1,49,000 crores of debt. So even if somebody take 5% interest, you have to pay minimum 7,000 crores as an interest. Return on equity is 0.82% as we speak. Return on asset is 0.82%. Return on equity minus 23%. Minus 23%. Now I tell you very realistic fact. These all the PAT. PAT means the profit after tax of Tata Motors. And I'm starting from December 2018. Now check it out. December 2018, minus 27,000 crores. March 2019, 1,117 crores profit. June 2019, 3,700 crores loss. These are rounded off figures. September 2019, 217 crores loss. December 2019, 1,738 crore profit. March 2020, 9,900 crores loss. June 2020, 8,438 crores loss. September 2020, 314 crores loss. December 2020, 2,906 crores profit. March 2021, 7,600 crores loss. June 2021, 4,451 crores loss. September 2021, 4,442 crores loss. Let me repeat. December 2018 loss, March 2019 profit, June 2019 loss, September 2019 loss, December 2019 profit, March 2020 loss, June 2020 loss, September 2020 loss, December 2020 positive, March 2021, June 2021, September 2021 loss. This company claiming to be $1 billion company, you cannot claim that the COVID is responsible for that. COVID came in December 2020, officially speaking, or you can say in 2000, you can say December 2019. Even before December 2019, you was in loss. So it is not that the COVID is responsible for that. I accumulated these figures and I get to know 60,300 crores near about is the total loss. 60,300 crores. 60,000 is the total loss in the last 12 quarters, which precisely means around 5,000 crores of loss in each quarter, which means around 680 million. Which means if I compare the data of the last 12 quarters, starting December 2018, March 2019, June 2019, September 2019, December 2019, March 2020, June 2020, September 2020, December 2020, March 2021, June 2021, September 2021, the last 12 quarters, the company reported 60,000 crores of loss, which means on an average, the company is reporting around 5,000 crores of loss in every quarter, which, by the way, in dollar terms is $680 million. So on an average, Tata Motors reporting $680 million loss in the last 12 quarters. Story is not yet ended here. The story is that in September 2020, they were having a loss of 314 crores. So in September 2020, they were having a loss of 314 crores. While in September 2021, which means 1 year ahead, they had a loss of 4,400 crores, which means 14 times the loss of the company if I compare September 21 quarter with September 20 quarter grew by 14 times. 14 times. Did you see any single person on the Hindi media who is even dare to say that the company reported 14 times loss in the last compared to last 1 year? And in the last 12 quarters, the losses is 60,000 crores, while they are sitting on the debt of near about 1,49,000 crores. Rather than telling this, ICICI Securities, now I tell you, I'm just opening the article on my computer and I'll tell you something interesting about ICICI Securities. ICICI Securities is saying that they are giving a buy call with a recommended price of 661 on Tata Motors. Now, what you need to do, you simply need to open the Google, like I am opening the Google, and say ICICI Securities call on Tata Motors, and you will get a link. This link is around 14th October 2021, right? And this link is on the Economic Times. I have already shared this link on our media desk. ICICI Securities has a buy call on the Tata Motors with a target price of 646, and the current price is near about 500. The time period given by the analyst is 1 year, and they are registered. Registered means to say they are known media firms. They do not know that the debt is 1,49,000 crores. They do not know the company's sale in the last 2 years declined by more than 17%. They do not know that in the last 12 quarters, the company reported on an average of 5,000 crores of loss. They do not know around 30,000 crores is the interest they paid in the last 5 years, which is around 4 billion US dollars. And even after that, ICICI Securities is giving a buy call on the Tata Motors. This is called India. And thousands of novice investors are reading these articles, and they are saying, oh my God, ICICI Security is giving a buying call, 646, which means today it is 500 rupees, 146 rupees. Hey guys, just buy Tata Motors 500 shares. Another person, hey guys, buy Tata Motors, price up. And ICICI Security say, hey, let's see, I told you it will go to 646, it will go to 646. And Tata Motors say, hey, see, 1,49,000 crores of loss, and my price is growing. This is India. Can you see this in any other country? I prove you. My analysis is not yet done. Do you know that the debt to equity ratio of Tata Motors in 2021, it is 2.57. In 2020, it is 1.98. In 2019, it is 1.76. And in 2018, it is 0.93. Which means from 2018 till 2021, the Tata Motors debt to equity ratio is more than double, because in 2018 it was 0.93 and now it is 2.57, which means it is more than double. ICICI Securities, total long-term debt to the total capital, 49.6% in 2021. In 2020, it is around 47%. In 2019, it is 42%. In 2018, it is 33%. So from 2018, 33% to 2021, it is 50%, 17% increase. It means 50% of the total capital of Tata Motors is in debt, which means they are using the borrowing money to run their capital. ICICI Securities, total debt minus cash divided by EBITDA, which is called adjusted tie ratio in our parlance. In 2018, it was 1.05 and now it is 2.71, which means more than double. ICICI Securities, this is the real face of India. When a company who is a regular loss-making company, who sits at the debt of 1,49,000 crores, consistently losing money, accumulating debt on a periodic basis, paid 30,000 crores of loan of interest in the last few years, which is around 4 billion US dollars. The company debt to equity ratio is more than double in the last 3 years. The total debt, long term debt in total capital is 50%, which means company is working on a borrowing capital. Company debt minus cash divided by EBITDA is more than double in the last 3 years. This is Tata Motors. To me, it hardly bothers how many views I get on this video, how many likes I get on this video, how many shares I get on this video. To me, it hardly bothers whether Tata Motors will go to 800 even after listening to this video. Because one thing I know, that everything comes to an end. Let's take a simplistic example that how everything comes to an end. Number one, United States lost their status in the global reserve currencies. It is now a fact. Chinese real estate crisis is now a fact. Indian corporates adding huge debt and under debt crisis, it is now a fact. After COVID-19, several governments are reeling under huge debt. It is a fact. Indian unicorns, consistent loss-making companies, they are coming in IPO, existing investors quitting, new investors coming in. This is a fact. No scam in the world can hide for maximum amount of period. But one thing I know, whether this is ICICI Securities or whether this is any brokerage house, they only give the rosy picture in the public. And when they give the rosy picture in the public, people tend to feel that we should buy that. If any analyst of ICICI Securities feel offended, my number is 9899242978. Offended people, note this number carefully. This is how Treasury Consulting making the videos. A company like Tata Motors should be given a warning by the research firms that you even do not deserve to be 100 rupees share price, forget 500. But what ICICI Securities is telling? Let me study. ICICI Securities has a buy call on the Tata Motors with a target price of 646. Time period given by the analyst is 1 year when Tata Motor price can reach defined target. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. Have a great time ahead. Make sure you buy the Tata Motors. But when the company eventually, you know what I mean, contact this analyst. Because this analyst has not told you what we told you in this video. And the people, those who are offended, they know my number. Have a great time ahead. Thank you.